I'm Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown, all published by Simon & Schuster Saga Press. Today I'm going to be reviewing Patriot Games by Tom Clancy. Hey man, I apologize, the set looks a little different here. I'm remodeling my writing studio where I normally film my videos, so we're doing it upstairs in my library now. The lighting may be off, but let's face it, the production values on these videos are never that very good anyway, so we'll just deal with it as we go. I don't know when I will start filming back downstairs in my writing studio. Maybe I'll just move all the videos up here permanently. It's easier, all the books happen to be up here. Don't know why I trot them all downstairs from my library to my writing studio just for the videos. I can just do it up here. Anyway, Tom Clancy, Patriot Games. 1987 is when this bad boy came out. The sequel, the prequel, it was the second Tom Clancy book to be published, and it was a prequel to The Hunt for Red October, which was a massive, successful hit, and you can watch my review of The Hunt for Red October somewhere on my channel. All you got to do, people, is type in my name, Brian Lee Durfee, and The Hunt for Red October, and by God, the video review that I made will show up. That's how YouTube works. That's how the search bar in YouTube works. I know I have to give this same tutorial to every new viewer of my videos. My regular subscribers, they understand this process. It's a lot of the new people that are like, provide a link, provide a link. Provide a link to that review. I'm like, no. You can type in my name and the name of the book, and a review will come up. And it'll take you less time than clicking on anything that I could provide. Anyway, Patriot Games, Tom Clancy, 1987. I always review the covers because I love graphic design and I love illustrations, so I always review the book packaging. Now this came out in the 1987. I think this is great. I still think this holds up. It does have a bit of an 80s feel, but that's okay. We're talking about the Cold War here. We're talking about the Irish Liberation Army. We're talking about stuff that happened in the 80s, so this has a kind of an 80s feel to it. A simple little logo. I like the simple designs on thrillers. I don't like massive, overly done illustrations. I do like this big book look, the simple design. Good job on that. Can't complain about the Tom Clancy covers. They are what they are. A prequel to The Hunt for Red October. Now, this takes place when Jack Ryan, our main hero throughout all the Tom Clancy books, Jack Ryan is a young dude, a young father. He's on vacation in England, and he happens to see a terrorist attack go down, and he ends up thwarting the terrorist attack. The terrorists, the Irish Liberation Army, or an offshoot of the Irish Liberation Army, the Ulster Liberation Army, which is a more fanatical sect of the Irish Liberation Army. These guys were setting to kidnap the Prince and Princess of Wales, and so they staged an ambush in the middle of London. Well, Jack Ryan just happened to be there, and he thwarted the attack, partly by accident, partly by skill. He thwarted the attack. One of the Irish terrorists was killed. The other one was taken to prison. And Jack Ryan becomes a hero, and he's just a young dude. And the British people love him, and they knight him. They even knight him. They're like, you are so awesome, we knight you. And he goes away a hero. Well, the Irish terrorist goes to jail. One of them's dead. Well, his Irish terrorist buddies decide they're going to break him out of jail. Put him in jail on the Isle of Wight. They break him out of jail, and then they all go to seek their revenge on Mr. Jack Ryan in America, who, he goes back to America, and he settles down in his life as a CIA analyst, and his wife is an orthopedic surgeon, and they're just living a regular life. And now they've got Irish terrorists hunting them down around every corner. That's the basic setup of the plot. And I think this book is the perfect thriller. This is the entry point into the Tom Clancy universe. If you want to start reading Tom Clancy, I would not start with The Hunt for Red October. I would actually start with Patriot Games, because it is a much easier book to get into than The Hunt for Red October. I mean, it starts with a bang, and the tension never lets up, and the story is great, the writing is spectacular, the characters are awesome. And if you've seen the movie came out in 1992, starring Harrison Ford as Jack Ryan and Sean Bain as the evil Irish terrorist, a very young Sean Bain. And if you've seen the movie, oh my gosh, the movie was great. And it's one of the few movies that actually really follows plot point by plot point what happens in the book, which makes it a damn good movie. And more movie makers should do that. They should just film the book. If it's a popular book, film the damn book. You know, don't change it. I'm looking at you, Ready Player One. Don't change shit. Books are popular for a reason, and when you turn them into movies and decide to, with the story, you get a crapola movie. Well, the Patriot Games was a spectacular movie because it followed the book, and the book is one of the greatest thrillers ever written. It just is. It's just a great, great thriller. I cannot recommend it enough. Probably one of my favorite Tom Clancy thrillers, Patriot Games. Just absolutely cool. It's a personification of cool. Nothing gets cooler than Jack Ryan, Tom Clancy. I love my Tom Clancy books. I got them all. Got all the Tom Clancy books. I love them. I give Patriot Games 10 out of 10. It's that good of a novel. 10 out of 10. It's almost a perfect novel.